So Kate has just released the new edition. She looks utterly, ridiculously small. Oh, she's gone for some conifer. So the reason we went for her, out of all of them, she had the sweetest face. She's a nice, solid little ewe. She's not fully grown yet. She's only 3 months, as I said before. So she'll probably double in size. So she'll be about the same size as Aries. Won't she, bud? And then you won't intimidate her, eh? Hey, buddy? You won't intimidate her, would you?
No, I know. So cute. You're so cute as you are, yes.
So we have decidedly put her in with the goats. Reason being, she's very small, and with Aries being a ram, we don't want him accosting her while she's little, because it could lead to injury, it could stress her out further. We want her just to get really comfortable and settle in as quickly as possible. So she is going to be calling quite a bit for the next couple of days. She was in quite a large flock when we went to pick her up. There was probably about, how many would you say, about 20 of them?
Yeah, about 16 to 20.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
But out of all of them, I just honestly, my eyes fell on her, and I was like, yeah, she's the one. And honestly, she's so gentle. We picked her up and she didn't even move. She just sort of settled into it. We did travel her in a dog crate, which wasn't the most ideal thing, I've got to be honest, but there's no point in getting a van for such a small sheep. And she fitted really well into a medium-sized dog crate, which was again kindly donated for our partial use by Luke Oliver. So thank you for that, buddy, and you'll be getting it back soon. So as you can see, Aries and Vanessa are separated by a fence. We won't be introducing them until she is sexually mature, as I said before. She's only young still, and he, being fully mature, all he'll want to do is do what a ram does best. So yeah, we're keeping them apart. Oh, in case you're wondering what's happening here, we are extending the hard standing. So initially our hard standing was in here. And this was always open, so when Aries was in here he could go in and out of his own volition, and we were hoping the same thing for Violet and June, but because we're having to do so much work with Violet to tame her, she's in there, and we want to extend it so that we can have a bit more room for her. She can come out, she can get a bit more fresh air, and it's basically a step closer to basically halter training her onto the pasture until the time inevitably comes where she can go out on the field. We can call her, she'll come when she's asked, and not be sort of running from us. So what we're doing, because goats have such tentative little feet, and they're very sensitive and prone to problems with their feet, like foot scald or foot rot, you have to give them somewhere nice and solid to stand. So what we're doing, we're putting down some pallets. So these are very strong tannalized pallets that were given to us by a neighbour, and we're fencing around it. We're going to raise the floor up till it's level, screw it into place, it's completely secure. It'll have a grid underneath it, and then we're going to put a full-on floor on here. We'll probably need to raise up the height of the fencing, but we'll see. But as you can see, Kate's trying to make it as solid as possible. I think she's had to put batten in here because the fence post was too thin for the
it's also
screws.
Because they're round, not square, so I wanted to square it off, and it just means larger screws can now go all the way through and through there, etc.
So this will actually increase the space from including the barn. It'll give them at least sort of 12-foot square space to keep them on. So if we ever need to manage them, we can actually lock them in here, work with them and release them.
For next year as well, for kidding.
And for next year for kidding.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do here, we're going to extend the fence along here. So we'll have like a little crush area, a little handling area. Because one thing we're finding, and one thing we learned just from having Violet and having a skittish goat, is that you need to reduce the space to control the situation. If it's too big, you're not going to get within sort of a stone's throw of them before they're heading off. So Kate's just given them some hay. This is a makeshift hay net until we can get the hay bags. We're not going to get hay nets, we're going to get hay bags because we've got a few horned animals here. So anything to add?
I'm just ecstatic at how the farm is now developing.
Yeah.
You know, we've now got 4 ruminants, and now we're expecting, well, a massive video next week, isn't there, Gemma? Do you want to introduce?
So the next step is we are purchasing a billy goat. His name is going to be Puck, after the infamous imp out of Midsummer Night's Dream. I just love the name. He's a lovely young billy. He's horned and he's registered, and we've got him for an absolute steal. So the reason that we want to buy a billy is because there are so many sort of hoops to jump through if you want to hire a billy, especially from a goat society. All the tests and everything have to be up to date, whereas if we do it ourselves, we can vaccinate, we know where we're standing, and we don't have all this bureaucracy going on. We can just manage the whole thing ourselves.
Not to mention transport costs as well, and other stuff.
Yeah, so next week we are going up to Abergavenny to pick him up. We've already put a deposit down. He's ours. He's a beautiful goat, and he'll throw some really lovely kids. So our idea is to put June into freshen. So freshen is just to put them into kid to freshen their milk supply, so we can start milking from next year. So, and June doesn't even know it. June's so happy.
Well,
you are such a hippo, honestly.
June's kidded twice before, isn't she? So
yeah, June's a good mum. We've been told by the previous owner she's a very good mum. Yeah. We're very confident of that fact, and we took our time finding a billy that was very slight and slender of frame. We don't want anything too big because then it can lead to complications in the birth. They can throw some massive kids otherwise. We want to keep them quite slight, so June has no trouble, and also we have no trouble in, once they're weaned, in feeding them, because the bigger the goat, the more food you're going to go through, and we've got a lot of animals now. So
I think that's it now for this year. That's it.
But I just want to get them sniffing noses.
She's going to play hard to get.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a sassy one, to be honest.
I think so, yeah. You're going to have to be very patient, Aries, okay? Good boy.
Nothing phases that ram anymore.
No,
he's just like,
absolutely nothing. No.
Whatever.
Yeah, good boy.
But anyway, how's our little baby going?
Hey, bye.
Hello, gorgeous girl. There we go. Hello, babe.
Oh, good girl. That's
a lot going on.
No. Got another friend now.
Oh. Floppy ears. So it's taken a while for her ears to heal from being tagged. They do get a bit itchy. She was rubbing them, but she's good. Wow, that's a massive step.
Yeah.
No huffy fart face.
Yes.
I call it fart face.
Yesterday she was brilliant with me, I gotta say. So she's really coming on.
Do you know what? My favourite thing about goats is the fact they got a beard. I just love it. I just really want to braid it.
Look at that.
So she is due a clean out tomorrow, so we'll freshen up her bedding, we'll put plenty of hay and straw in, and we'll be spending a lot more time with her. I think tomorrow my aim is to at least spend at least 2 hours in there with her, rather than just the hour. So I'm going to increase the amount of exposure she has to us. On top of that, I've got a bit of cleaning elsewhere to do. I've got the ducks to do, which I'm not looking forward to. Ducks are really messy creatures. They're lovely, but they make an absolute mess. Not just in the house when you're raising them, but just in general. So yeah, we're just going to leave Vanessa to it. I think, it's quite a stressful journey for her. Leaving her flock and then coming here. She seems to be absolutely fine. She's chewing the cud already. She's having a munch. But she is absolutely adorable, guys. I think this video is not really doing justice to how small she is. She is smaller than our dog by at least, I'd say, a third. She is absolutely tiny. She'll probably only be a little bit bigger, but still manageable. So if you're looking into getting your own sheep for a small holding and you want something that is very very manageable, is a decent size, then go for the Wessons. So Wessons are a French breed. They're a wonderful breed. They're the smallest sheep that you can get, apart from the dolly sheep. But the dolly sheep is being sort of sold as this sort of like novel pet. Wessons are fantastic as mini mowers. They don't eat a lot, and they don't damage the ground. So you can have quite a large flock of them, and they won't sort of chew up the ground too much. So they're very good for conservation grazing. So we're just sort of hanging around, just making sure that Vanessa and June get on. Any sort of butting or anything like that from June, and we'll move Vanessa, not June, down into the lower pasture, just for their own safety. But that would mean then we have to build another shelter. But for a little while it won't hurt, will it? So I hope that makes all sense. I'm absolutely shattered. I didn't get any sleep last night, and I'm a bit delirious. So I hope that video makes sense. I have rambled a bit, but yes, there we go. Anything to say, sweetheart? Vanessa? Oh, bless her. Absolutely stoked.